So I was heading to pick up carpool yesterday, and I was listening to our guys, Grant and Danny, and they had Louis Riddick on the show. And Riddick is excellent on the radio. Of course, he's on ESPN. Sometimes he calls Monday Night Football games.
He's a former Skins exec.
Yep.
Yes.
Was in the front office here.
And he was talking about Jaden Daniels, and it was glowing.
Oh,
and he talked about whether
glowing
Jaden would be able to.
Can we do like another 4 or 5 minute glaze segment?
A lot of slurping.
Yeah, just a Krispy Kreme. Can we get sponsored by Krispy
Oh,
Kreme?
that'd be fantastic.
And he was talking about whether the success which Jaden has had throughout the 5 games early in this season is sustainable. Here's Louis Riddick.
Yeah, I think, obviously a lot of that optimism and the shift from hope to expectation centers around Jaden and his development, clearly. I think there's no question that what he is doing as far as his development, his mastery of the offense, I shouldn't say mastery, his continuing mastery of the offense, his leadership, his efficiency is something that's definitely sustainable because that's who he's always been as far as someone who is willing to put in the work on the field and off the field, ingratiate himself to teammates, immerse himself in the playbook, and then he's just freakishly skilled. So, yeah, that's definitely sustainable. As they continue to build out this roster and continue to make sure that protecting him is sustainable, having him have weapons is sustainable, continuing to build out the defensive side of the ball so they can give him more cracks at it is sustainable. And keeping the infrastructure around him in terms of the coaching staff and the support staff that allows him to go out and execute, making sure that stays as stable as possible. That's also something that's, by and large up to the people who are in charge in Washington. So it's all sustainable. It's all something that can be built upon from here. And I'm sure that everyone who's in a position to affect that understands just how much. It's not luck. Look, they didn't hit the jackpot, out of luck. Everyone knew all along that Chicago was going to take Caleb. It did the absolute right thing in drafting Jaden, and now, it's off to the races with him. So yeah, I think the shift is on, or rather, maybe it's already taken place. Like I said, when you're moving from, I hope we're pretty decent to now, I expect us to be pretty damn good. I expect us to put up points. I expect this young man to play well. I think that's well underway now, and that is a pretty good feeling.
That's a smart football mind saying this early season success is sustainable. We can open up the phone lines at 800-636-1067. Here's the thing. I think most people are going to say it's sustainable. I put it up as the Junkies poll of the day, presented by Scotty's Vodka, Maryland made, super smooth, loved throughout the DMV.
What?
I actually want to hear from the people who aren't buying in.
I don't think there are many of those.
I don't think there are many.
Yeah. I don't think there are a lot. I don't know if there are any.
Well,
is there one person who doesn't think that what he's doing is sustainable?
If they are, they're a diehard Eagle or Cowboy or Giant.
Or their name's Drab T-shirt.
Yeah.
You can vote at Junks Radio.
Who's conveniently off today.
Yeah.
There's
He's not a believer.
Yeah, he has E. coli.
There's 16% that have voted no. So there's 16% out there that say the success is not sustainable. And I'd love to hear
it might not
why.
Be from a defensive standpoint.
I'm not like a lot of things can change. Defenses can adjust. He could get hurt. But everything we're hearing about the kid and what we're seeing on the field makes you believe the guy's going to be successful for many years to come. If you show this kind of success early on in 5 games, this is when guys are supposed to struggle.
No. Can I say
when
something?
They're rookies and young.
Can I get over my skis here? All right. Let me, for the first time, get over my skis.
This is a first.
Oh, God. I can't wait for this. I'm excited.
Jaden Daniels, I don't know how to. Jaden Daniels is going to be a great player. That's just the bottom line. Like he's 5 games in, he's going to retire as one of the greats of his era.
I think you can all
one of the greats of his era.
So you're basically saying he's a Hall of Famer already.
He's on that trajectory.
You know why?
That's what you're saying.
Injury.
Of course.
Because he's got the work ethic and he's got the talent. What else is there?
Right.
He's got the work ethic. He's got the talent. It seems he's got to have the moral character. Like, what is there? I mean, like, just goes back to our earlier conversation. The all-time greats, the Kobes, the LeBrons, the MJs, the Tigers, they outwork everyone, and they have incredible talent.
And this will fly.
He's got the same ingredients.
And this will fly in the face of EBs, but they've got weapons. They could certainly add more.
Well, they
will.
will.
Caliber weapons.
They will.
Around
him greater.
Yeah, they
going
will.
forward.
They got a patchwork offensive line.
Well, they're going to add them on both the offensive side and the defensive side.
Right.
Yeah.
800-636-1067.
I can't remember more about the offensive side.
So that's my
Yeah, I
statement.
know, but
He's going down as one of the all-time greats.
Nobody's really arguing. Like, he's on that trajectory for sure, and he was a great
5
college
games in.
player.
Okay, good. You
He
guys
should
agree
be.
with these. He's going
Well,
down as
I
one
think
of the
things
all-time
could
greats.
go wrong.
He's got the ingredients,
He's got he's got that skill set.
the skill set, and the work ethic.
Yeah.
That's the thing. A
That's
lot of guys have the
hugely
skills,
important.
a lot of athletic freaks out there. But to have the combo
He's pretty
and
close.
humility,
He's pretty close to perfect.
pretty close to perfect.
It's
I mean, it's not far away from perfect.
I'm not 100% in that he's going to be a Hall of Famer just yet. And I'm just a little reticent. I brought up Marcus Mariota, which was just a random. He had a great start to his career and was drafted number
He's
2
got
and
hates his
athleticism.
talent. Marcus
For
Mariota.
once, I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
I'll say this: if
Marcus Mariota was a damn good college player.
Jaden
With
Daniels,
some
a
great
lot of
physical
guys.
traits.
if Jaden Daniels leads the Commanders to a win over the Ravens, that's an if. He's perfect. He's basically that he's perfect. That he's arrived at perfect.
Well, if he's the reason that
It's
they
hard
win.
to.
I said if he
argue
leads them
case.
to the win, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if they win the game, I'm pretty sure it'd be Jaden Daniels
If
leading
they
them to the
win,
win.
yeah, he's probably going to make
That-
some
he's
plays. Yeah.
probably gonna be instrumental in that win.
800-636-1067. You just heard Louis Riddick say everything about this is sustainable. And what EB brings up, we've brought up many times, all the reports are his work ethic is unbelievable. He's showing up at 4 a.m.
He's showing up
He's got
so
all the ingredients.
so early he can't even listen to the junks.
He's
Like we're not even on yet.
No.
That's how early he's getting.
He's
to the
actually
complex.
getting up earlier than us.
He's getting up earlier than Valdez, which I didn't think was humanly
yeah. I
possible.
mean, if he's getting there at 4, I don't know where he lives.
He's getting
but
there at 4.
He's up at 3:30.
What time do you get here every day, Valdez?
It depends on how slow I'm moving, but anywhere between 4:30 and 5.
He's beating you to work. There's not many people in the DC area that can say that they're beating you to work. Jaden Daniels is one of them. He's one of the few.
Are you willing
Right?
to say he's going to be one of the all-time greats?
Sure. He's the best quarterback I've ever seen.
No, I'm not asking you to say that.
Why? He is. He's the best quarterback I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
He's just played a little.
Yeah,
now
but I'm
he's
not
doing a
saying
bit.
that. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback.
This is Matt Valdez
You're
saying
not
it.
being honest.
I'm being honest. He's the best quarterback I've ever seen.
You're
No,
not
he's
being
not.
honest.
You're not saying
Better
that.
than
Through
Lamar.
five games.
Okay, through 5.
Yes.
Okay, that's a qualifier. Through
Yes,
5 games.
through 5 games, he's the best quarterback I've ever seen. He's
fair.
statistically and in advanced metrics the best quarterback I've ever seen. Doesn't mean you win a Super Bowl,
right. Nobody's saying that he's
but I'm
going to
just
win a
saying
Super
he's
Bowl.
the best quarterback I've ever seen.
Nobody's saying he's going to win a Super Bowl this season.
All right.
He's
gonna
on.
say
So now
another
you're
one.
expecting
He's
it.
going to win a Super Bowl
I don't think
in his career
that's out of the range of
because
outcomes.
it's part of the equation of being one of the all-time greats.
right.
So
I
where,
mean,
where are
yeah,
these
you have to win
16%?
one. Yeah, who are these people?
I don't know. Let's go to
Who
the
are
phones.
these 16%?
800-636-1067.
I think I'm now officially over my skis. Okay.
Why? That he's going to win a Super Bowl? I think that's why you draft somebody that high.
Yeah, but millions of guys
Yeah, but
drafted
still
high
hard
and
to do.
bust.
I mean-
Like that means
Yeah, but
nothing.
looks
Look
like
at
the
the- look-
Commanders hit on
Look
their
at all
guy
the
they
look at all the
drafted high.
great quarterbacks playing right now that don't have a Super Bowl.
I understand that, but I'm saying that those are your expectations.
Who are the great ones that right now that don't have?
I don't know.
Lamar?
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen.
Josh
Lamar.
Allen, Joe
Burrow.
Burrow.
They're still
Lamar?
early on,
Yeah.
though. They're still got plenty of time.
Everyone told me how great Justin Herbert is. He doesn't even have a playoff win.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the guy telling you how great Justin Herbert is and was is the guy where Mike
Right.
Marr is
The guy
sitting.
refusing Jaden's greatness.
Right.
Guy thinks he's just the flash in a pan. Mitch, what's up?
Junkies, good morning.
Hello.
I'm calling in. I don't necessarily believe that it's not sustainable, but what I will say is I'm afraid of two things. I turned 30 last week, and there is no greater pain in this world than being a Commanders fan. But what does scare me is that I don't know if it almost feels too good to be true.
Right.
I just love watching them, and so what I'm worried about is our secondary is really sketchy to me. You know, St. Juste a couple years back was having great games against A.J. Brown. Last year he was a dud. Forbes was a terrible draft pick. Thank you, Ron.
Well, don't worry about those.
I feel like
Listen,
St.
don't-
Juste is serviceable.
You don't need to worry about those guys because those guys will get filtered out eventually.
Yeah, I mean, eventually they're
You don't
going
need
to
to
improve.
worry
though.
about that.
But St. Juste is going to be fine, I
Is
think.
this sustainable for this year? I hope so. I think it is. Got a good buddy from Baltimore. We're watching the game together this weekend. I'm afraid of playing teams like the Ravens, Eagles later in the season. Cowboys, as much as they suck this year, it almost just feels like I'm like, do I want to fully buy in? I'm just
stop
afraid. They've hurt me
listen
so
to me.
much.
Stop being such a scaredy cat when it comes to rooting for the Commanders. A lot of scaredy cats in the audience. Embrace the fact that you're scoring more points than anybody, and you have a transformational
Absolutely.
quarterback in Jaden Daniels.
DB, it's electric. It's electric. Trust me, it's electric. Just a little bit timid. I'm afraid of this.
I feel the
secondary.
same
That's
way
all.
Have
too.
some swagger.
I feel the same
Yeah.
way too.
You know what? This is kind of what I've noticed is that the old heads don't have swagger, but
Right.
the younger ones do.
Right.
It's been beaten out of him.
Yeah.
And look,
I got
Justin Herbert, whatever you think about Justin Herbert since he was brought up, his rookie season, he had 31 touchdowns with only 10 picks. So you would have thought that guy's on a trajectory, and maybe he will be,
Well, I
to be the
guarantee
best
you the
quarterback in
media-
the league.
I guarantee you the local media in LA and the fans were saying, we got our guy. He's going to lead us to Super Bowls.
Yep.
And he's good, but Jaden's beyond that right now.
He's beyond that.
But if you looked at Justin Herbert's rookie season and
Right.
you're something, and you're like, well,
But
this
you're
is
looking
the
at
guy.
you're looking at a little snapshot. His bigger problem is he's got a Mahomes problem. That's his
Yes.
big problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
but he
And
might
that's
be.
a problem for a lot of the
I
other
don't
guys.
know.
my
what's,
point
what's
is-
their record right now? The
Who's?
Chargers.
They were in a bye week.
I think
so I
they're
think they're
500.
Yeah, they're 2
But
and 2.
having Harbaugh might put him over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
eventually,
I'm not
yeah.
out on him. I'm just saying that, like, Jaden right now is an MVP candidate through 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, he might be good, but not a Hall of Fame good. Now, does he look like that right now?
Well, it kind of
Considered hard
depends.
worker.
It depends on how defenses adjust to him.
Yeah.
Because they clearly have not been able to yet.
Right.
Well, if anybody can adjust, he can adjust because I don't see like a red flag other than his body type. That's like the only red flag.
Right now, that's a good way to look at it.
I caught up to Cam Newton. Cam Newton was on a Hall of Fame track, different type of player, but more physical, and ultimately taking too many hits
he
caught
was-
up to him.
Yeah, but he wasn't true, but he wasn't as explosive as JD.
Right. I said a different style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he doesn't.
And he
take
was
that kind
never
of
he
beating.
never had the accuracy ever.
No.
I'm hoping.
But he was a different type of quarterback, a different style of quarterback than you're used to seeing.
All right, let's go to Gary in Fairfax. Gary, what's up? Is this sustainable?
What's up, boy?
Hey,
What's
buddy.
up, Gary?
I do believe it's sustainable, but here's my thing. I didn't want to speak a negative into existence, but since JP already touched on it a little bit, through 5 games, if you look at it, I think Forbes might have missed a game with a thumb or something. Eckler with a concussion. We really haven't had any really major injuries to any of our key players. So with that in mind, they say the number one determining factor in the NFL for winning and losing, I think, is turnovers, right? And that I think that's what they always say, turnover
It's a
ratio,
big factor,
something
yeah.
like that. Okay, so here's my question: would you rather lead the league in turnover ratios, they say plus 30, 35, whatever, 2 a game, or would you rather go through a whole season with no more than say 1 game missed by any of your starting key
I would
players?
I'd rather go with no more than 1 game missed by my star.
I mean,
player.
if I have a plus 30 turnover ratio, I think
Yeah,
I go
they're gonna-
16-1.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to
I think
lose
I'm
any
gonna-
games.
I think I'm
mean,
going to take that.
that's kind of a crazy
I'm going to
stat.
take that stat. Yeah, I mean, has anybody had a plus 30 in an entire season?
Look,
I don't know.
I think if you wanted to take a reasonable take at this, now Louis Riddick is a very smart football mind, and he's saying from what he's seen, college, pros, everything surrounding Jaden Daniels, work ethic, his talent, it is sustainable. And Justin Herbert's a good player, so I just went back and looked. His first 5 games, he started off with 12 touchdowns in his first 5 games with only 3 picks. Now, he's a good quarterback, but maybe the reasonable approach is you do need to see more. We just love what we've seen so far.
Yeah, you can't.
Jalen
argue
Hurts,
what
everyone
you've seen
knows
so
two
far.
seasons ago, Jalen Hurts looked unbelievable.
True.
An
It's a good
unstoppable
example.
force.
It's a good example, but
And
he didn't
then-
look that way when he first started.
Right.
He just got hot. Maybe it was just a temporary hot.
Yeah, but he had a great
But
run.
the point is that they were probably saying that in Philly. The same things the Washington fans are saying about JD. They're
Well, I
saying
don't
that
know.
about
Is that
Philly.
true? Is he there at 4 a.m.? Is he out working everybody? I know he squats 9 million pounds.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But they were saying that we have our guy
I've
finally.
never heard a negative word about Jalen
I
Hurts'
know.
like
I didn't
work
hear a
ethic
negative
and
word about
stuff.
Deshaun.
Right.
All right, let's go to Brandon in Woodbridge. Brandon, what's up?
Hey, what's up, family? How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I met y'all a couple of times, man, at the sundress joints.
Very nice.
But anyway,
Good times.
Who was the most
that was-
intoxicated?
Cakes. No, actually, you might have been.
Okay.
You might have been.
I usually
Is
I
it
could-
photo
You were pretty.
finish?
You were pretty done. You were pretty done.
I could drink.
Did you get booted out one time?
And Lurch
Yeah, I
would
did
just
one
look
year.
around and be like, "Hey, what's up, man? Hey, where you from?" You know, but he
Yeah.
definitely.
Definitely
and
ask where
I-
you're from.
Cakes and I share that in common. We've both been kicked out of our own appearances.
Yes.
Hey, that you know what it means?
That's
We're committed
hilarious.
to our
Now, I
appearances.
didn't-
Hey, you're
Throw
just
a
as
bottle.
committed as Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think you've
That
ever stood
committed.
in line for your own event. I don't
Yeah, I
remember
did
when
that
that was,
once.
like
That was
20
dumb.
years ago.
I was dumb. I was young and stupid.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm older. I'm more sage.
What's that song? Young, dumb.
I'm seasoned now.
So what else,
But I
buddy?
did want to say this. I feel like, I know everybody has had like friends that are females that have been in like those terrible relationships, and then they finally get with the good guy that's actually got a good job and
Mm-hmm.
doing a whole bunch of good things for him, and then the girl almost self-sabotages sometimes and says, "Oh, well, this isn't good enough for me," or "Something's not right. It can't be this good."
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like that's how our fan base is right now. It's kind of like we're so used to things being bad
Mm-hmm.
that there actually are organizations out there that have good quarterbacks, have good reputations, and good things going for them. And now it seems like we're one of the people that, like, we starting to have this, but it's kind of like, well, hold up, it can't be this good.
A lot of scar
That's kinda
tissue.
All I want to kind of put in on that. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you're right. A lot of PTSD.
There's a lot of second guessing.
And even though we said we're going to try not to bring it up, there's RG3.
Yeah,
There's
I don't even
there's
The problem
There's-
is he
I-
was way
I
less
don't even
talented.
think about him anymore.
Way less talented, not as committed. He was more into body.
I've got zero
getting
RG3
stronger.
residue in my
Yeah.
brain. Don't
Yeah.
think about him one
Just,
bit.
yeah.
but the similar results and
Similar
taking
results,
over
but,
the town.
But you look at it closer. He didn't have all the throws. He
Right.
couldn't read
That's
the
hindsight.
progressions.
At the time, you thought he did.
Correct. It is the benefit of hindsight. But I've already seen this kid throw guys open. I've already seen him make the tight window throws. I've already seen him make the progression. Like literally,
Yeah, but his
I
point
think
is.
he could do it all.
Yeah, but JP's point is, back then when you saw RG3 play, you were saying we got our guy.
Yeah, but I didn't see
You
those things. I
argued with
never
me.
saw him throw
You
guys
said he
open. I
has
didn't
all
think
the
it-
throws.
I thought he was our guy for
Right.
sure. You're 100% right. But in hindsight, he didn't have those attributes, and I never saw
Of
them.
course. Yeah, in hindsight, right.
But you
at,
the time you argued it because
Well,
I was
you called
I
him
was
our Jesus.
I was telling you that Andrew Luck was making more sophisticated throws, and you
I
were
know,
like,
and
and
I
you
was-
said, "quote RG can make all the throws."
Right? Well, I just had faith, but it was blind faith. This one, you see it. I mean, no one's going to say, you think he's going to have a RG3 like career arc?
No,
I'm telling you.
that's
he's
why I
going-
said this argument about whether it's sustainable. Most people are going to say it's sustainable.
Can't miss her.
I don't know who's
Can't
arguing
bust
against
her.
it. I don't know who the 16% who are voting at Junks
Yeah,
Radio
who are
against
the-
it.
Well, they're afraid to call.